Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the person I was talking about earlier. This is Keenith Reed. He's a dear friend of mine. He just joined us here at Seaforth and One Marketplace, and I just wanted him to start off by maybe sharing a little bit about your story, your life, and then we'll get into all the good stuff that you've been doing here and some of the things you're doing that will really help people, I think, get off to a good start themselves. So, Keenith, a little bit about yourself first.
Well, Mark, I've been in the home business industry for a lot of years. Started out traditional business, serial entrepreneur, owned restaurants, beauty salons, developed homes. Was like I said, just busy doing business. I love business, and I just stumbled on network marketing. Someone came into my one of my salons and asked me, "Have I heard of this company?" And I said, "Okay, what is this?" And it was a nice travel company, so I was like, "Okay, I like to travel." And I thought about as a business person, the tax deductions on my travel. So
Right.
me doing the business thing, I got into the business and went on my first vacation. And that trip retailed at $4,800. I took it for $850. I couldn't believe it. And I wrote off on my taxes. And from
Right.
that point, when I got back to my salon, I started telling everyone. I mean, you couldn't look at me in my eye and not hear about this business, okay? And next thing you know, man, these checks start coming $50 here, $40 here. And next thing you know, I got a check with a comma in it. I'm like, wait a minute, how did I get that? And
Yeah.
man, I got so excited. And about 8 months later, I went retired from all my business. I sold them all and went full time in network marketing. Man, hadn't looked back since. So that was back in 2004 or something like that.
Yeah,
But
and
it was exciting, man.
you and I met what, maybe 10 years ago? Was it even
Probably a
longer?
little bit longer.
Yeah,
Because I remember the company you were with. It was
yeah,
again, and you're genius, man.
yeah,
124. It
yeah,
was so ingenious. Like I had never seen anything like that before, where
yeah,
you had to go on a waiting list. Even though you wanted to join, you couldn't join. Man, that just caused such a buzz and it just took off. I was
yeah.
like,
And
wow.
what the sad part is I remember that business well too. But like in life, I always tell people you're going to have great successes. Sometimes you're going to have failures. And for that failure, what really happened was our IT imploded. I just didn't
Mm.
have the kind of IT that I needed to support the kind of growth that we were seeing. And so obviously that was a lesson learned because that's one of the things that's happened here with me with Seaforth and One Marketplace is the number one focus. Because once you have a failure in something, you go, I will never have that happen again. I will have the best IT, and we've done that with Seaforth and One Marketplaces. We own all of our technology. We do it all in house, and so let's get into the story about what brought you here, okay? Because now we're in current times. So what brought you to One Marketplace in Seaforth? How did that happen? Because
Well,
I didn't reach out to you. You just contacted me and said, "Hey, Mark."
I had to confirm some things. Well,
Yeah,
I get, as you know, being in the industry, I get pitched a lot. I mean, I get so many emails, people calling, Kenneth, you got to see this, tell me what you think. And it's just a constant over and over. And I'm like, okay. But as a business person, I want to take a look at it to see, keep my pulse on what's going on in the marketplace. So when I saw the video, the 10-minute video, when I saw the video, I was like, now that's different. Because I
you're talking
wasn't
about
looking
One
for another
Marketplace. You're
network.
talking about One Marketplace video, not
Yeah,
Seaforth.
one marketplace. Yeah, I saw the little
Right.
10-minute video and
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, that's different. And then I saw C4 at the end. I said, Mark, let me call him. So what I did before I called you, Mark, I said, let me go through this video and break it down. So I had a list of questions. And I said, now, if Mark answers these questions like I think he's gonna answer, like if this is true, this has the potential to go viral because this is something that we have never seen before. And again, you're so creative. I asked Mark, how did you create this kind of stuff? And
Yeah.
it was like mind blowing. You said, Kenneth, yep, that's right, that's right. I'm checking off the boxes, and I said, man, this is going to be good. And
Yeah.
I jumped hook, line, and sinker, man, because again, me being in the network marketing industry for so long,
What's
I,
the
I
word, Edith? What's the word you used when I asked you, but why One Marketplace? So you used a word that really got my
the
attention.
tickle. The tickle. When I'm looking at the opportunity, Mark, it has to make me feel good. So I have to get that little tickle sensation,
Uh,
like, wow. And as I was watching the video, that smile came on my face, like, yeah, this is feeling good. When someone tickles you, you get that feeling like excitement. And I was really trying to hold back, Mark. I was so excited. I was like, let me just hold back. I don't want Mark to think I'm too excited about it. But I was bubbling on the inside, buddy. I was. And I'm like, man, so when I saw this, I said, I saw the potential and I understood the timing and all that. And I was just like blown away, man. So for me, when I saw it, you confirmed everything that I saw in the video. I was like, I'm in. And
Right.
then, I got started, man, and it just,
Tell us what you've done. So you've only been here 30 days, man. And
yeah.
again, I mean, I know you well. But what you've done is pretty amazing in a 30-day period. But kind of maybe share with everybody what's happened so far.
Well, sure. Well, in the first 30 days, it was a month before my birthday. So I'm like, okay, anniversary date, May 18th, boom. So that's my 30-day period. I brought in now about 55 or 56 smart shoppers, and they're excited. They're
Wow.
excited about it because what I did, I tested it first. I sent it out to a few people through an email, and
Hmm.
they didn't just respond, Mark. They joined, and I said, now we're on to something. So the testing, I'm a data type driven guy. I always look at the data. How are people responding? Is it something that anyone could do? And the answer was yes. And so when I found out that people were joining, man, I got very, very excited. And I went to
And so
work. And so
what percentage of the people have joined as a, because I know you first introduced them by showing the video, so they're thinking about coming in and being a smart shopper. But then a lot of them you talk to about being maybe instead of just being a smart shopper, they'd come in as a premium member because obviously it, improves their placement position. So what percentage of the people you said, and by the way, I didn't know it was that many. That's a lot. That's a lot. It really is. That's a little scary, actually. But that just shows you what the possibilities are. But what percentage are kind of like affiliates right now, and what percentage did Premier member?
about 50-50. 50 are actually premier and
Uh,
affiliates. The other
okay.
50% is the smart shoppers, the
Okay.
free smart shoppers. So I tell
Right.
people, get in for free. And then of course I send them a little information to kind of shed light on what this thing is really all about.
Right.
And they end up upgrading. So that's how I've been doing it.
Right. Wow. That's amazing. That's pretty amazing. So let's talk about what you've actually been doing. How do you do it? For example, to start with, how did you initially contact people? I mean, what was your methodology to say, okay, I obviously you signed up, you're excited, you liked it. Like you said, you got the tickle, right? You got the tickle.
Yes, sir.
Like, okay. So then the next step was you started reaching out to people. How did you do it? Did you do it by phone call, by just sending links to the video, to person? What did you do?
Okay, well, first I sent out the email to do my testing to see, okay, how will other people respond? I got a couple people that joined. So
Right.
that's when I got very intentional. And I wanted to share with people, you need to be intentional right now because I didn't want to leave it up to an email or a text message and hope they got it. I
Right.
started actually going through my phone and calling people and say, hey, look, could I get 10 minutes of your time? And I was very sincere with it. I was like, look, I need 10 minutes of your time. And after you watch this 10-minute video, it's up to you. You won't hear any more about this from me, but I do need 10 minutes. Do you have 10 minutes now? I mean, I'm direct, like, do you have it now?
Right.
And if they say, well, I'm doing, I say, well, when we have 10 minutes. Like I said, I'm being very intentional. I share with them, I am being very intentional because I don't want them to miss something like this. And so normally
Yeah.
they say, okay, I
Yeah.
got 10 minutes. And so
Right.
when they watch the video, I said, call me back. Or if not, I'll call you back. And in
Hmm.
15 minutes, I'm calling. If they haven't called me, I'm calling them back. Hey, what you think about that video, man? And they like, I'm joining. Where do I sign? Like, yeah, it just like that. So just being very intentional.
And you know from somebody who's been in the industry for a long time, that's unusual. For people to get that easily excited about something and say,
Yeah,
I'm in. I want to
yeah.
do this. So that's pretty good. So actually, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing that you do. That's the initial contact. That's your follow up. That's your close. I mean, you do it all at
Relationships
one
go
time pretty
far.
much. Huh?
Relationships go far, Mark. I
Yeah.
mean, when you have a relationship, people already tend, like, because we want to put that in the equation too. A lot of people know what I've done in the past. So when I ask for 10 minutes, it's like, okay, I
Yeah.
give Ken 10 minutes. It'll be worth it. So
Yeah.
I have to throw that in there because again, I'm big on integrity. And I really want people to see this because it can really benefit a lot of households around the world. And so
Right.
when I'm speaking, Mark, I'm being very sincere. Like you got to give me 10 minutes to check this video out. Now, once you see it, you won't hear any more about this from me, but I always say, is it okay to give you an update on my results?
Yeah.
And I leave it at that because
That's
I know
good.
what the results are going to be.
Yeah, I know you do. And you're already starting to put it together now. You know what? One of the things you said is so important, Keeneth, and that is the actual the thing about integrity and having enthusiasm, because just listening to you speak, see, if you were talking to me, I'm thinking, man, here's a guy that has conviction about what he's talking about, right? And
Hmm.
always people always say, well, Mark, how do you do this so easily? I said, actually, I don't think I'm a good salesperson. I just think I have conviction. I
Yes.
believe in my message. And so
Hmm.
obviously that's what you're doing. You believe in the message. And so when you deliver it, people are like, well, man, if you're that excited, that convicted, I guess I should at least, hear it out. And
Exactly.
and I think that's the key for everybody. I mean, that's the key for everybody. So, is there
Yes.
anything else you want to add to this as far as the fact of what you do with your follow-ups or how you actually make sure people get into the business, other than just what you shared with us? Any other things you've done that you think are kind of important for people out there?
Well, I put together a little video for folks that do come in for free.
Hmm.
I have a little video that I created, and I kind of break down the importance of the timing and how you want to upgrade and how that benefits you. And I send them that after they sign up. And a lot of times I see people they will upgrade because now they understand the positioning and timing aspect to it. So I
Right,
kind of follow up with that, and that kind of they kind of like very excited about it because again they've never seen anything like this. I haven't seen anything like this, and
right.
to have the
Well, there is nothing
positioning and
like this.
timing.
And there is nothing like this. And that's what gets,
Yeah, you know. So I'm
yeah,
like, guys, if you don't see this now, you're making a big mistake. You gotta take this this bull by the horns and go with it right now because again, timing you can't get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And
yeah,
I say, what's the worst case scenario? Person, what's worst case scenario?
yeah,
You spend 14.95 when we launch.
right.
Okay. That's the worst case. Then you have a do nothing bonus. A
Yeah.
do nothing bonus. I think that should be called a hope bonus. Because what that will do, Mark, is give people hope.
Yeah,
Because they probably never made money in this industry ever. And to
right.
have a do nothing bonus where they can finally see some income coming into the household, especially now, is so needed, Mark. So
Yeah.
I thank you,
Yeah.
my friend.
Okay,
Thank you for
well,
creating
maybe I'll change that name too. That's actually not a bad thought. Yeah. A hope
that.
bonus. I kind of like that. I really do.
Yeah.
And the other great things too when people sign up is that for a lot of people, like I said, the downside is they're also going to get $30 every month in hotel credits they can use to at least take one vacation a year and be able to use those credits because it's dollar for dollar. So you're basically being paid to join just off the dollars you get in hotel credits. So
Wow.
it's yeah, it makes it pretty easy. Kind of a no-brainer, right? And then of course the upsides are ridiculous because again, when people start realizing you put in one smart shopper, you've started one community pod. How many pods do you want, right? That's my message. How many pods do you want? What is a pod? 2,000 people you're earning commissions on for life. So kind
Wow.
of pretty simple concept, right?
Yeah, I like the simplicity in it, Mark. And again, that's another reason why I think this will go viral because of the simplicity. It doesn't have that pressure. You don't have to stack, place a person here, try to, position a per. Hey, man, how many pods do you want? That's the question. That's
That's
the
it.
focus. How many
Yeah.
pods do you want? And that will set you free.
Yeah, that's good. Well, Keeneth, I appreciate you being here this evening. It was great. Actually, you and I are in the call tonight, so I'm just going to say good night to everybody. God bless. Thank you for being here, Keeneth. I appreciate you being here as well,
Absolutely.
and we'll plan to see everybody next week.
All right, guys. Have a good day and go all out on this one, y'all. Go all out.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everybody.